Hey you guys, I'm going to talk you through some notes today on character traits and motivation. If you remember from some of the work you guys did 2 weeks ago, you were looking at prompts from the AP Lit exam and trying to notice what kind of skills you were going to need to be able to do in order to be successful on those free response questions. And so what we're talking about today is directly related to that, as well as what you should be gathering from your novel. So as you're reading independently, you need to do a deep dive into the characters. And so this is a little workshop to help you figure out how to do that, like what kind of stuff you should be looking for. So on the left side of the screen, you can see I've got some text, and then I also have a note side. And so this is straight from our textbooks. These workshops are really good because it helps really detail specific things you can look for to help you, like when you're trying to analyze the text, like what exactly are you looking for? So the stuff we're going to talk about right now is true for your independent work in your novels, as well as your assignment today, and really any literature analysis. So yes, you need to know about characters, you need to know their name, you need to know their general role, but at a deeper level, there's more going on with characters than just, are they the protagonist or antagonist? There's more to it. So, at the first part here, it says authors develop believable characters through a range of devices that reveal the character's traits and motivations. By analyzing the character's traits and motivations, you can develop a complete picture of the characters you meet and understand your reactions to them. So our goal is, like when we're collecting information on our characters from your novels or things that we're reading together, is that we want a deep understanding of our characters. So think about the people you're closest to in your life. You know what their tastes are, you know what they're like, you know their personality, you know why they would get mad about things, you would understand why they reacted about something the way that they did. And we want to have that same kind of knowledge about the main characters in the stories that we read. And so this is really a method to how we discover that, because as usual, like, literature is not going to tell it to us straight out. It's all going to be indirect. We have to treat it like it's a puzzle, and we have to figure it out. We've got to find the pieces and put them together and then see what the picture is. So one way to gather more intimate information about your characters is noticing their character traits. And so that's what we've got first, these character traits. And so character traits are broken up into 3 sections. We have physical appearance, speech, thought, and actions, and then we have their relationship to other characters. So when we're trying to identify character traits, especially with our main characters, we do not want just physical appearance, because hopefully in your own life you are more than just what you look like. So when we're looking for details, when we're trying to create a chart, when we're looking for details, we're looking for 3 kinds of details. 1, we are looking for physical descriptions. What are they wearing? What is their facial expressions? What do they use? Is there description of their body language? Is there a gesture or a mannerism that's described in the text? Because sometimes those things pop up, but sometimes they don't. And so when they don't pop up, what do you go to next? So that goes into our next column here. Speech, thoughts, and action. So when we want to understand our characters, our main characters, on a deeper level, we need to look closely at the speeches they make, the comments they have. Like if there's a discussion of something important going on, what does our character say? If they're sharing their thoughts, if we get to see, hear their, their inner thoughts, What are they thinking about? Are they thinking secret thoughts about the people around them? Are they hiding who they really are? So the thoughts can give you a lot of feedback. And then actions. What does the character do? Like, do their actions match up to what they say? Are they irresponsible? What actions do they do that might show us that they're being irresponsible? Or maybe they're being very irresponsible. Or maybe they're really religious and they have a strong faith. And so what you would be looking for is those details that would lead us to those conclusions. Like, they're timid would be an example in here. So if a character speaks so quietly that people constantly can't hear him, those details we would capture and say that this character is timid. I know that because these details are showing it to me. And then finally, the third kind of character trait that helps to reveal the character is how they interact with other characters. So we have their main characters, and they're the ones that the whole story, the character development, the conflict, all the drama is going to be around those main characters. But we have other characters in the story to help us see the main characters in different lights. So we may have an enemy kind of character, like an antagonist, that helps reveal some of the conflict in the story, but also a different side to our main character. And so when you're dealing with other characters, you can look for how the main character, the one you're focusing on, is reacting to other characters, what their relationship with other characters are like. Not that they have them, like nobody cares if they have them, unless there is an absence of relationship, so that might be something notable. But what are their relationships like? Are they strong? Are they weak? Are they shallow? Are they deep? What do other people think of the character? What's the character's reputation according to other people? And then do other people see the main character in ways that seem to contrast with what we see in the character? And so all three of these methods, these components, are all ways that authors do characterization. These are ways that authors shape the character and give us a whole picture. And so that's what we're trying to do in your notes for your book portfolio. There should be a huge section on the main characters, and you should include physical appearance, speech, thoughts, and actions, their relationships with other people. And that's going to take you into a deeper dive of that character than you've done before. And then second, character motivation. Character motivation is a big deal. Character motivation is really going to help us understand why the character does what they do. Why did they get into the main conflict in the story in the first place? Like, what about their personality is driving them? Are they afraid of being rejected? How do you know that? Like, what happens in the story that makes you think they're afraid of being rejected? And it could be literally, what method of characterization led you to think that that character was afraid of being rejected? It might be something they were thinking. It might be some way they were acting. It might be their reaction to people. It might be something they wear or their body language. So character motivation is can come from the narrator's direct comments about a character. They can literally just say it. But we can look to their actions, their thoughts, their feelings, their values, and interactions. And then really what helps us draw conclusions about these characters is our own insight, our own experience with real people, to help us understand who these characters are. Because these characters are meant to imitate humans, like human life, the human experience. So we can use our own insights to help draw conclusions about motivation, but we've got to use details from the story to help us make an educated conclusion, not just a blind guess. So the third part of your notes is actually practicing dealing with character traits and motivation. And so you're going to read this short little excerpt. You're going to answer these questions to the side, and that's going to complete your notes. So once you're done here, you're going to move to the next part, which is you're going to read a short story of your own called The Necklace. It's actually a 9th grade level short story, so it should be pretty easy to read. I want to use something easy. And you're going to create one of these charts for one of the main characters in the story. So you could literally scroll below all of this and you could add it down below. You could copy this chart and paste it below, and then you're going to edit it for your character. You need to put somewhere which character you're doing. And then when you start to fill in the chart about that character as you read, you would want to say something like physical appearance. Let's say one of the character always wears jewelry. So that might be really important. It might be a symbol of status. It might be a symbol that that character values wealth. Maybe, we don't know. But we would write down here, you could say, where's, if I could spell it, jewelry. And then you would write down page 4. So you want to include where did you find that detail. So as you go through and collect details, I'm putting the original examples here, you would write down the little detail and then what page number you found it on in this story. And then once you have created your own chart, and you can literally copy and paste this chart like down below your notes, and fill it in for a specific character, you know, put the character's name there. Then you are going to go into, you're going to go into Canvas, and if you see, we're Thursday, Friday, 9/24, 9/25. Here's the reading. It's a file. So there's the short story. But here's the assignment. Once you've completed the characterization chart for someone in the necklace, you can click on the assignment. Sorry, I'm in teacher view. And I need student view. So you would click on the characterization chart. And then when you're ready to submit this, that button should be there. I think I haven't opened it up. You click submit and you can paste that character chart into the text box. So you just submit it like that. You don't have to connect it. You don't have to, it doesn't matter if you use Google Docs. It doesn't matter if you use Word. It doesn't matter if you use OneNote. It really doesn't matter where you create it. You're going to copy and paste that into the characterization chart assignment. So that sums up what you guys are doing today. I'm trying to find, I was in this page. You're going to use Canvas for directions. I've got the steps listed out. In OneNote, you're going to click on your name. And then under class notes, I have shared this with you and you can write on it. Okay, so today is figuring out OneNote a little bit. You're going to be taking notes. You're going to be focusing on motivation, specifically methods of characterization. And then you're going to practice with the necklace and create your own chart, trying to demonstrate that you know how to find details of characterization. And then we're going to actually do a little bit of writing about that. And you'll be able to use the details. So the more quality work you do right now, the better result you'll have with your writing. Okay? All right, see you later.